We're in Spain for Kia EV Day, and the brand has unveiled some new electric vehicles.
So they really feel that they're moving from the early adopters, people who really wanted to get an electric car first, into the mainstream with these models. We're hoping they're going to be affordable. Some of them are really eye-catching, and one of them is quite different.
So coming to the North American market is the EV4 sedan. Now there is a hatchback version as well. At this time, we don't know if we will be getting it. There is also the EV2 concept. It is the smallest electric vehicle in the Kia lineup. And guess what? It's coming to the European market next year. Will we get it in North America? I hope so, but time will tell whether Kia will bring it in. And finally, the PV5.
Okay, a couple of things to unbox here. So the sedan version of the EV4 is made in Korea. And then the hatchback version that we're lobbying hard to get into North America is made in Europe. So that's why it's being showcased here. Obviously for this market, we're really hoping they'll bring it to North America. And the EV2, we're also lobbying for that one because we just think it's as cute as a button and at the perfect city urban runabout. Just a little small, fun to drive and fun looking EV.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the PV5. We saw it actually at CES. It was just a concept back there at the time, last year, 2024. And there's 4 variants. There's a passenger van, there's a crew van, a cargo, and then a wheelchair accessible van. For Canada, we are going to be getting the passenger as well as the cargo van. Unfortunately, the US will not be getting these 2 vehicles because of the chicken tax, which is a 25% tariff on light trucks.
Yeah, so they've done that as protectionism to keep these sorts of vehicles out and bolster the Detroit 3. But that's good news that Canada is, yes, we're getting this vehicle, but it's going to be exciting to have something that competes with the ID Buzz from Volkswagen, and hopefully at a lot lower price point, because if you've looked at the price of the ID Buzz, especially in Canada, very expensive.
And what I like about this PV5, it's basically a box on wheels. So it's so versatile, and depending on the configuration you get and the accessories that you add, you can really make it your own, whether it's a delivery van, if it's more just for passengers, or you want to have a home office in it, you want to do some light camping. There's a lot of different options. I think it would work really well for a company too that is looking for a more fuel efficient vehicle.
So all of the vehicles we're showing you here today are front wheel drive and the 400 volt architecture. It's not the 800 volt architecture we saw initially in the EV6. Yeah. These are all front drivers, no all-wheel drive offered on these particular models. And that's one big difference from the Kia EV4 versus the Ioniq 6 at Hyundai. That model is built on the 800 volt architecture. This model is not.
Now, the 400 volt architecture, some of you may say, oh, but the DC fast charging is not quick enough. But 90% of people who own electric vehicles charge at home anyway with a level 2 charger. And with these vehicles, you can go from 10 to 80% in 29 to 31 minutes, depending on the battery size.
And also the speed of the charger.
And the speed
so
of the
that
charger
will definitely dictate how quick it is. But they've obviously studied this and realized most people wake up every morning with a full charge.
Now, Kia did release some pricing for these vehicles, but it's in euros. So we're going to share the pricing with you so you kind of have an idea of where they start. The EV4 is to start at 37,000 euros, the EV2 at 30,000 euros, and the PV5 has a starting price of 35,000 euros.
Now that does not include the VAT, but if you just think about that for a second, these are very attractive numbers. If you calculate them into, say, Canadian dollars or US dollars, the prices obviously go up, but it'll be interesting to see if they try to focus that really low end into these markets. The one thing you have to consider is in Europe, where we are today, there's a lot of new Chinese EVs coming into the marketplace. So Kia has to be laser focused on price for this market. North America, we don't have any Chinese electric cars yet, or in Canada and the United States, so we don't have that extra competition.
So the battery size for the EV4 sedan or hatchback, the base battery is a 58.3 kilowatt hour battery, and the long range is 81.4 kilowatt hour. So for the sedan with the base battery, you get up to 430 kilometers, 267 miles of range. Keep in mind, this is on the European test cycle, and the long range sedan is 630 kilometers, 391 miles. For the hatchback, it's 410 kilometers, 255 miles of range for the smaller battery, and with the larger battery, 590 kilometers, 367 miles.
So you might be wondering, when are these vehicles going to be hitting the dealerships? Well, the PV5, the van, it starts production this summer in Korea and will be coming as a 2026 model. The EV4 is coming as a 2026 model, and then the concept, the EV2, they haven't officially announced it, but they definitely heard from the CEO of Kia that it is coming in 2026.
Now the EV4 sedan for cargo space, they did announce those numbers, just over 17 cubic feet for the sedan and just over 15 cubic feet for the hatchback. I do hope that we do get the hatchback in North America, because I just think it has just such a great, cool design to it. And also the interior of the EV4 is quite modern looking, it's fresh. It has that 30-inch display that we saw in the EV5 and other Kia models. That screen is made up of 3 screens, a 12.3-inch touchscreen, a 12.3-inch digital driver display, and a 5-inch HVAC screen. The EV4 will also have over-the-air updates, a 12-inch head-up display. There's going to be remote smart parking assist and highway driving assist too.
Okay, before we wrap up here, I just want to go through a couple of things again. The van is not going to be coming to the US marketplace just yet. They are thinking that maybe if they bring in maybe a camperized or a wheelchair accessibility van, they could get around that chicken tax that is imposed on commercial vehicles, so that might happen. But Canada is going to get the PV5, and the other thing, Andrew, we haven't talked about it, we also saw the EV5 in Toronto a few weeks ago, and Canada is getting that, and the US is not, and we're sourcing that car not from China, where it's sold now, it's coming from Korea.
It's coming from South Korea, and originally that EV5, in some areas it's built in China, so there was some confusion. But today Kia did confirm that it will be built in South Korea for the Canadian market. So it is coming. Now, the video that you see of the EV2, even though the interior looks different, you know, it's really quite creative. If we do get the EV2 in the North America market, we have been told the interior is not going to look like that.
That's a show car.
It's a show car, but the exterior will probably be quite similar. And I like the boxy design of the EV2 if you want something small, a runaround city EV. If you want something a little bit bigger, go for the EV5. It also has that boxy design like the EV9. And if you need a third row, well, Kia has you covered with the EV9. Okay,
Andrea, so we've got the cars that were shown here today. We've got the EV2 concept, we've got the EV4 sedan and hatch, and we've got the PV5. We're going to do a 3-2-1, and you have to pick the one that if you could drive home with today, which one would you choose?
Okay.
Are you ready? Because I know
ready.
what I got to do.
I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
EV2. See?
So cute.
And it's just going to be, I really believe it would be a big hit for the North American market.
You see what we did there? So in Korea, they're going to watch us and they're going to go, oh, they like the EV2. So there it is, a snapshot of what's coming and currently in the market from Kia. They have a huge portfolio of all different types of vehicles, from internal combustion engines, hybrids, plug-ins, and now coming next year in 2026, a whole fleet of, we hope, affordable EVs. Pretty exciting.
And I think that's really the key for Kia, is that there is a broad range in their portfolio. There's something different for everyone. If an EV doesn't quite work for you, but you want to save money at the pumps, you've got hybrids and plug-in hybrids.
All right, that's it from Spain.
If you like what you see, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.